we're gonna focus mostly on the first 10-ish minutes into the game because the thing is like and we'll look at first 10 to 15 minutes and then we'll look at one or two team fights to see what you're doing in team fights. But other than that, it is not really much point in looking at the whole game because first off, there's a ripple effect. If you've made
Yeah.
a few mistakes in the early game, they're gonna get bigger they're gonna ripple into the mid game and then they're gonna ripple into the late game and it just goes on from there. So what you need to do is first of all improve your early game. So
Yeah, no,
that
this is like one of the worst early games I've done. Like to be honest, cause like Wind Ranger did something really unexpected, and I just didn't know what to do there. So I just like this game would be perfect in my improving my early game.
the thing is like a couple of different
Yeah,
situations don't really matter because those
yeah,
situations will not like some rare situations will only be like once or twice in like 200 games and there's not really much point in sulking over those situations. So
right.
it's not that big a deal. But what I do want to go over are your first of all your starting items. You bought a observer. I
Mm-hmm.
believe you bought it yourself. Now that's completely fine, but the first thing is that you took way too long to plant this observer. Now it's the 3K bracket. There's not a huge possibility that it's going to get rewarded, but you
Yeah.
definitely could have placed it much sooner and come back. Secondly, there's not really much point in blocking this camp when you're a spirit breaker. You want to block this. So why do you want to block this camp, right? So the what happens when you block this camp is the enemy support cannot pull this camp. He can't get levels. He can't get can't get extra levels. He can't get extra farm. He has
Mm-hmm.
to share levels with the carry. Um, which keeps the carry slightly under leveled. And for as far as you are concerned, it's going to keep pulling the wave back into the tower, which is going to give you less space to get XP and farm, which
Mm-hmm.
means you're just roaming around, not doing anything. But the thing is, you're a spirit breaker. You're supposed to be roaming. So
Yeah.
the thing
Okay.
is, what you want to do, you actually want the support to pull this camp because if the support is pulling this camp, that means if you're charging mid, the support can't actually TP into the mid lane and help out. And if he actually does TP into the mid lane, then he's just spent some time stacking this and pulling this, and he's not actually going to get the XP and farm. He's actually going to end up wasting more time. He'll probably waste something like a whole minute, one whole minute of the early game in stacking and trying to pull, and then he has to
Mm.
TP in to assist his mid lane. Maybe he's not even gonna be able to do anything. So all of these things come into play, but you really just need the level two from the creep wave. From the first creep wave, and obviously that's not going to get pulled. Probably the second creep wave isn't going to get pulled either, so you
Yeah.
don't really care.
Okay.
Also, as far as the ward is concerned, um, you want vision of this area. Vision over here doesn't help you too much because if the support is coming to gank you or
Mm-hmm.
harass you or something, all the way over here, this is literally just blocking this camp. If you're playing a
Okay.
support, if you're playing an offlaner like a Slardar or something, where you definitely need the farm and XP, even then, you're not going to buy or you're not going to place an observer here. You want to place a sentry here. Now, that is something
Okay.
that is unheard of in the 3K bracket or even the 4K bracket. So what you don't want to waste an observer on like observer is
Blocking.
meant for giving you vision.
Okay.
You want to use a sentry for blocking.
Mm.
This camp especially because even if they like in higher brackets they will definitely be carrying sentries to deboard and this is something that is very easy to find out that okay this camp is blocked there's definitely a ward around here so you start to deward it and then you get the support gets extra gold and XP from dewarding the observer where sentry not rest of your starting items. You got a stout shield, very necessary. You got two sets of tangos, not at all necessary. The reason why these
Yeah.
two sets of tangos are not really necessary because on a spirit breaker you're not really sitting in lane too much,
Mm-hmm.
getting harassed, you want to be using your Charge of Darkness as often as you possibly can at level at like at the beginning you've only got two charges. That
Yeah.
means you can use it twice and then essentially you need your full mana because then you can't even go into the lane because you can't charge away, so you will
Mm-hmm.
die. And so it's dangerous for you. What you want to do is as soon as the enemy support pulls this lane or it's not safe for you to stay here or something, just charge the mid lane. Just charge the mid lane, go and harass him, keep a TP, you need a TP, TP back to base, and charge another person. And just keep charging people all over the map. Um,
Okay.
that's what you really need to do. So two sets of tangos, not really necessary, but what you do need is a orb of venom, because without an orb of venom, um,
Oh.
you can't
Mm,
really gank anybody or harass anybody effectively or
I
anything like
see.
that. When you go for this build is saying I am not going to be able to harass the mid laner. Let's say it is a Puck or a Death Prophet or a Queen of Pain or something like that. That you're never going to charge them. Right? You're not going to kill them. You're not going to harass them. You're
Mm,
not going to do jack at all. So you are literally just going to stay in lane. Kunkka is your mid laner, is their mid laner. You can definitely harass the hell out of him. Um, so that's what you should be doing. If it was a Puck, then your build was fine. Then you actually just want to stay in lane, and then putting a ward here is also fine because what you're saying
okay.
is that I actually want to stay in lane. I actually want to farm up, and I want to get some like major amounts of golden XP. I'm really not going to charge anybody. I'm going to keep this charge as a escape, and that's it. That's all I'm going to do. So
Okay.
yeah, so these are the two things, two different paths that you want to take. Also, you're not in range of X, and you're not in XP range like this last feat that died. Um,
Okay.
let's see, you were 66 XP, and that creep died. Okay, you were in XP, so that's fine. Right, so you're not really harassing anybody. You've got eight tangos. You've got Charge of Darkness. The Mirana is claritying up. Just walk up to her and right click her. You've got five armor. You take 26
Mm,
less, 26 less physical damage. Like Ogre's got high amounts of armor as well. But I'm not saying you go and harass Ogre. You go and harass the Mirana. You right click the Mirana. Don't let her get free mana like this.
okay.
Yeah, get some gold and stuff. Like you're just playing very very passively. If you'd
I
had
see.
only one set of tangos, that would have been fine. But you got plenty of regions, so go and harass people. And like you're not. Yeah, there you go. That's fine. Oh, you're already scared. That's not good.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Because they can't really do anything. Like once Ogre throws down his ignite, or even if he's level 2, if he throws both of his spells, that's it. Then they can't really do anything. And at level 1, both of his spells combined maybe do 150 damage to you, and that's it. There's not you.
Okay.
You do more damage to them than they do to you. So you definitely should be harassing them. Now you're level 3, and yeah, just right click him. You still got six. Like one thing that you should do is click the other person and see how much region, what items they have. I'm not sure if you
Yeah,
checked.
I think I did. He had like a mango and tango. Well, like one set tango.
Yeah.
Like I think Verona had a salve too. I
Oh
don't know what
god.
I did here.
So this is a waste of TP because what you could
Yeah.
have done is you could have charged these guys and then ran away. I guess you were too low in HP to do that, but you definitely could have TP'd mid lane, attempted to go on the Kunkka. Maybe could have managed to go on the Kunkka, but regardless,
Right.
yeah. Sorry, it's quite late here.
No,
Need to
yeah,
sleep.
I totally understand.
All right, so continuing on, you
Yeah, I
are
should have
charging.
charged there too. Ah, I screwed
Yeah,
up.
like
Yeah,
Void is one of those people that you're not gonna charge because you're not gonna kill him
yeah.
until, of course, you've got level 6, in which case you can charge him. him, but
Yeah.
that was a waste of time. Now you've left Miranda solo in the lane. Not a huge deal if you ganked people, but now you're gonna walk all the way to the top lane. Like
Yeah.
you were level 3 like solid minute ago. Let's see. You
Yeah, I was
turned
3 here. I
yeah
see.
you turned level 3. But damn it. Okay, it says that you're still level 3 at start. So
Uh,
um,
no, but I was definitely level 3 for a while, so
yeah.
I see your point. Uh, yeah, I was definitely 3 here, so
You've been through for a while, and
yeah,
you're gonna walk all the way back to base. You missed the XP, you missed the farm. You actually have
yeah,
one CS so far. That's just like look at your net worth.
yeah, that's right.
It's actually a looking at your net worth and comparing it to other people in your team. You're not doing so bad because the enemy offlaner is right next to you, literally like 50 gold away from you, like one last hit from away from you, and now you're actually still equal. So
Yeah.
you guys are like what 10 gold away from each other. So it's not going too bad, but his starting items. Look at his items. Starting item. Well, I don't know if he had more region or not, but he's actually got no region. So
Yeah.
definitely you should be doing much better than he is. Anyway, carrying on. There you go. Now you've surpassed it, and you're close to the enemy mid. Like you're right underneath the enemy mid. Not close to him. He's 800 gold away from you. 700. Yeah, you're doing okay in your bracket as far as your bracket is concerned. But you definitely could have been doing a lot more.
Yeah, I definitely should have like ganked mid more and like
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, that was a gank from Void. I don't know.
Like so far, you have not charged anybody. It's been seven and
Yeah,
a half
that's the thing.
minutes. You've literally not charged anybody successful. Like finished a charge on anyone. Like what you can
Yeah,
do is you can just keep charging these guys. Just charge Mirana every single time. Charge Mirana
okay.
and just harass Mirana. Like it's completely fine.
'Cause- Yeah, the problem is that like I didn't have any vision on the map, so I should have bought like a ward and at least placed it so that like I knew if the enemy had like a backup or stuff.
Like what do you need the ward? What do you need the ward for?
No, cause I don't know if I usually made like a lot of mistakes like charging blindly basically.
Yeah, but in the early levels, it's fine. Charging exactly all the way across the map. Like, what do what do they need words for when you're actually just charging from right in front of them? You know, you just
I
charge
see.
from right in front of Kunka. You have to get your angles correct, and this is one of the problems with charging across the map like this.
Yeah.
Um, People will see you unless you get the perfect like angle or something. People are gonna see you.
Mm,
So you are playing way too defensively as an offlaner.
okay.
And the thing is that you actually don't know the limits of your hero. Again, waste of a full charge right here. Could have charged somebody with this much mana. Like, keep in mind, you have 300 mana. That means you have literally 3 charges, and then
Mm,
you have to go. Then you have to go back to base. There's nothing you can do. So you're literally wasting 33% of your potential right now. So that's
okay.
not good. Right? That's not good at all. And as I said, like you don't really know the extent potential of your hero, so the limits of your hero. So uh, that's why you had so much regen. That's why you didn't actually harass, and it's all comes down to you don't play this hero enough to know the limits of this hero. You don't really
Mm,
play this hero. You don't actually play Dota that much, and that's, as I said, comes back to the same thing over and over again.
okay.
So what you want to do is, if you can't play too often,
Mm-hmm.
then definitely you want to stick to one role, so that even if you can't stick to 2 or 3 heroes, you definitely can stick to one role, and then just try to get the understanding of that particular role really well. Right? So don't just pick a particular role, but also pick particular style of hero. Like if you're gonna play off lane, then just stick with playing. I don't know, space creating offlaners like Spirit Breaker, like Magnus, sorry, not space creating, ganking offlaners. So Spirit Breaker is a ganking one, and at the moment I can't actually think of any other ganking offlaners. Ganking offlaner. I think Spirit Breaker is there is at least one. Ah, okay, yeah. Bat Rider is a ganking one, but he does farm a little bit. It's not like gang. I guess Spirit Breaker is unique in this sense that he just ganks people constantly.
Hmm.
You can get space creating offlaners like Magnus, like Bat Rider. Um, these guys they don't farm too much; they just make space for the team. And there are other kinds of offlaners like Void, like Tide, like Timber. These guys are farm intensive. So what I'm trying to tell you is that what you want to do is just stick with one kind of role and one kind of play style. Because if you're just gonna play like 3 or 4 games a week, then you really need to get as much practice of one role, and that's literally the only way you're gonna improve it. Like it, considering the amount of games that you play, you should not be at all ashamed of your MMR. To be very honest with you, right? It's a big deal that you're at the MMR that you are already with like the few amounts of games that you play. So it's completely fine. All right,
Yeah.
that's unfortunate.
No, yeah, so like I was just like not sure because I make this like early game mistake a lot. So I was just like I just wanted to know like in general like what I have to do because I'm like I was like
Yeah,
I
I
don't know
mean,
what I'm because I felt like I make the same mistake over and over like in the early game.
well, so far it's not. So the thing is that we're looking at a Spirit Breaker, a very unique hero. He is not an offlaner who stays in the lane. He's an offlaner who is just constantly ganking people, just constantly doing stuff, making space, things like that.
Hmm.
Suddenly, Kunkka is all the way to the top. Uh,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
so you're a very different like Spirit Breaker always wants to be charging people, right? You don't
Okay.
really want to be stationary, stagnant in lane. You've been way too stagnant in your lane,
Mm.
so
So
that's your
I
mistake in this particular game.
oh shit. Yeah, I think I guess it doesn't really fit my style. I don't know, that might be what it is. I don't know.
Yeah, you are way too defensive a player. I think a hero like Slardar would definitely suit you a lot more if you're gonna play offlane, because
Yeah.
Slardar requires a very defensive play in the early levels until he gets his blink dagger. So that's something that you can maybe practice. Like you don't even follow through. That's not even a little bit risky. You're not taking
Mm.
any risks at all, and still you died twice. Without taking any risks. Like I have actually not seen you take a single risk this game, and even
Yeah.
then you died twice. So what's the
Mm.
point? You know. Uh,
Okay.
and died.
Mm. So like a void and or slaughter might be better?
Void is not. I don't think Void would be too good because Void has to play a little bit risky because he is a hero who is hard to kill. He's a hero who has to take risks. He's a hero who has to play very, very dangerously because you can get away, you can run away, you have to take the dangerous farm in the on the map. So
Mm.
um, I don't think that's really your playstyle.
Okay.
But I think first of all you have to think about what is the role that you like playing. Because if it's the off
Yeah.
lane, then it's a separate story. I think we can actually end this replay here, and I probably am not even gonna put this on YouTube because it's not even like it's not something that you probably want to come back to because really all we narrow down from this one is that you're not playing your hero right.
Mm.
And it's mostly attributed. Did he just place 2 centuries? God, God. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, I just want to know, like, yeah, what, like, I don't even know what I, like, what role fits me, to be honest.
I mean, you're playing
Support.
all of these heroes who are very
Yeah,
awkward heroes. Spiritbreaker, awkward hero. Shadow Shaman, very, very out of the meta, niche sort of a pick hero. Legion Commander, AFK jungle hero. Pudge, very like non-hero type of a hero. Like Axe is the first hero in all of these that we've looked at that is actually a regular sort of hero. And then also Abaddon is a very niche sort of a support hero that you want to pick against like a certain sort of a lineup to counter something like Bounty Hunter or something like that.
mm,
Right here, you literally have nothing to counter Abaddon with. Abaddon, literally Abaddon, you want to pick for the Aphotic Shield. And what the Aphotic Shield does is it purges things. So literally, that's all
mm,
there. So very out of the meta. And once again, I think it comes down to the same point that because you don't play enough, you don't really know what heroes are in the meta. Like you played a lot this day, and you played a
yeah,
fair bit on the 15th as well. So I mean, I guess you've got some time on your hands recently, but other than that, and recently is when you started picking all these weird heroes as well. Like Void is fine, Light is fine, Juggernaut is fine, Sand King is great, Razor is fine, Tiny Death Prophet. These guys are fine. Juggernaut is fine. So like, this is literally the definition between the two battle cups. This is it. You know,
yeah.
this is all you played in 2 weeks. So
Mm.
I
So
mean,
yeah, so what are like the, huh? Let's see. So what are like the meta like
you can go onto
position
my
for?
profile. You can
Yeah.
go onto my coaching. Sorry, not my profile. My YouTube section, and
Mm,
there is. Uh, I did a recent coaching session of a person who was just starting out. This one, coaching, going over 6.88 meta with a returning Dota player. So this is a
mm,
1 hour long video, and I pretty much go over everything, every single hero, uh,
okay.
and talk about what heroes in the meta and whatnot. So uh, we've only had 20 minutes. How long is it? I think it's an hour, half an hour. Yeah, half an hour. So we have another half an hour at the very least.
Mm,
So what we can do is you can go and do the homework that I talked about, do all of that, and then come back to me and after you've had some practice, and
yeah.
then we can look at a replay analysis and see where you are, or we can
Mm.
just pick another. We can pick another session, pick another hero.
Um.
Totally up to you.
Hmm.
I think it's more beneficial if you,
Yeah.
yeah, you go and you practice these things. Like, look at the videos that I told you. You're
Hmm.
definitely gonna learn a lot, and then implement those things that you learn, and then after that, after you feel like okay, you've implemented them, and you practiced a few games, and then you come back to me and say, okay, now tell me what to do next.
Yeah.